Have you ever stopped to think about how a tiny little thought, just a spark of an idea, can actually grow up to change the world? Well, today, that's exactly the journey we're going to take, from that first creative flash all the way to a massive national strategy for innovation. So let's jump right in.
Okay, think about something super simple, like cleaning your teeth. The basic idea has been around forever, right? It started with something like a neem stick. That was the original invention. But over the years, that core idea was innovated on, again and again. It evolved into the manual toothbrush we all know, and now we have these high-tech electric ones. That whole evolution, from a twig to a battery-powered device, that's the perfect picture of the process we're going to unpack today.
So first things first, let's get our terms straight. We're always hearing words like creativity, invention, and innovation thrown around, sometimes like they're the same thing, but they're not. They're actually three totally distinct and really crucial stages on an idea's journey.
Everything, and I mean everything, kicks off with creativity. This is all happening in your head. It's that aha moment. You know, when you suddenly see a new way to do something or connect two things no one else has, it's that initial spark, the thought that, hey, maybe there's a better way.
Okay, so once you have that creative spark, you get to the invention. This is where an idea stops being just a thought and becomes a real, tangible thing for the very first time. Think about the person who made the first wheel or the first light bulb. These were brand new creations, physical things that literally did not exist before. And that leads us to the final and maybe most important step, innovation. Innovation is the magic that turns a clever invention into something that actually changes our lives. It's the whole process of refining that invention, figuring out how to make it useful for lots of people, and getting it out there in a way that provides real value. It's the bridge from a cool prototype to a tool we can all use.
So you can see here how it all fits together. Creativity, that's all about thinking. Invention, that's about scientific discovery and skill. But innovation, that's all about application. It takes strategy, marketing, the whole shebang. And this is so important because without innovation, even the most brilliant invention in the world could just end up collecting dust on a shelf.
All right, now that we've got the basics down, let's dig into how innovation actually works. See, it's not just one thing. It really comes in 4 distinct flavors, and each one has its own special way of changing the world.
First up, we've got the one you probably see every single day, incremental innovation. This is all about making good things just a little bit better. It's that constant, steady process of tweaking, improving, and refining. Your smartphone is the perfect example. Every year, a new model comes out that's a bit faster, with a slightly better camera. It's not a revolution, right? It's a slow and steady evolution.
Next, we have the real game changer. Some people even call it stealth innovation. This is disruptive innovation.
Now, this one is kind of sneaky. A new technology shows up, and at first, it might even seem worse than what's already out there. But then it gets better, and before you know it, it completely takes over. Remember the first iPhone? It didn't even have a physical keyboard, but that touchscreen ended up completely disrupting the entire mobile phone industry.
Okay, our third type is all about taking something you're already great at and using it in a totally new field. This is architectural innovation.
This is how really smart companies grow. Just look at Amazon. They absolutely mastered e-commerce and logistics. So what did they do? They took that same expertise, their existing architecture, and applied it to a completely new market, delivering groceries. They didn't have to invent a new technology. They just found a powerful new way to use what they already did best.
And finally, we have the rarest but most powerful form of them all, radical innovation.
This is the big one. Radical innovations don't just improve an existing market. They create brand new industries out of thin air. The invention of the airplane is the classic example, right? All of a sudden, an industry that never existed before, air travel, was born. And it completely changed how we live, work, and connect with each other. Okay, so we've gone from a simple spark of creativity to the different engines that drive innovation. So now the question is, how does this all scale up? Let's take a look at how a massive country like India is trying to build a national blueprint to make innovation happen on purpose.
2 of the foundational pieces are Make in India and Made in India. Now, they sound almost the same, but there's a really important strategic difference. Make in India is about inviting foreign companies to come set up shop in the country, bringing their investment with them. Made in India, on the other hand, is all about empowering local companies to use local resources and build up a strong, self-reliant industrial foundation.
Then, layered right on top of that manufacturing base, you have Digital India. And look, this is way more than just getting everyone online. It's about building the digital highways that all modern innovation travels on. You can think of it as creating the fertile soil where new ideas in every single industry can actually grow.
Now check out this number, 65%. That is a huge number, and it's the percentage of India's massive youth population that the Skill India mission is designed to train for modern jobs. At the end of the day, this is about investing in people, because they're the ultimate source of every creative and innovative idea. So, you've got manufacturing humming along, you have the digital infrastructure, and you have skilled people. What's the final piece of the puzzle? Well, you have to create an environment where all those new ideas can actually become real businesses. And that's where entrepreneurship comes in.
And that's what the Startup India initiative is all about, resting on 3 really powerful pillars. It's not just about cheering on ideas, it's about tearing down the walls that stop them. So, first, you simplify things, cutting through all the red tape. Second, you provide funding and support, which is the fuel every startup needs. And third, you build a bridge between universities and businesses. So brilliant research doesn't just stay in a lab, it gets out into the world.
A huge part of that support system is the incubator. The best way to think about it is like a greenhouse for brand new companies. Programs like the Auto Incubation Centers give a tiny startup everything it needs to survive. A place to work, expert advice, access to money, all the things that help it get through those really tough early days and grow strong.
And you know, when you lay it all out on a timeline like this, you can really see the strategy. This wasn't random. It was a deliberate step-by-step plan. First, build the manufacturing foundation. Then, add the digital and the people skills. And finally, launch the startup ecosystem to build on top of all of it. It's a really comprehensive long-term vision.
So, there you have it. We've gone from a simple thought all the way to a national strategy designed to launch millions of new ideas. It just goes to show you that when you really understand the process, from creativity to invention to innovation, and you build the right environment, you can set the stage for some truly incredible progress. The only question left is, what comes next?